Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simp and All Subjects channel. On this video, I want to talk about black poverty. I want to talk about black poverty and how I'm going to come from all different angles. We're going to talk about black poverty. Black poverty is matrix, y'all. Because for one, the people that can't help themselves, we supposed to do something combined as a group to help them. So we're not talking about the ones that can't help themselves. They have physical and mental disabilities. We're not talking about them, because we should collectively come together and take care of them. But we talking about the lazy bums, the quick fix dudes, the stick 'em up kids. We talking about all of them, right? Now, racism is a thing. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. And there is a group of us, a number of us, who are getting the short end of the stick because we're black. So we gonna cover all bases on this. So we ain't talking about them either, because they just need to come up with a better plan, and hopefully it'll work. And again, when we come up with businesses and plans and stuff like that, we do have to do a better job of patronizing one another. That's not a secret either. Now, you see how we covered two bases? All right, I'm gonna keep going. And we're gonna come back to some of this stuff in a little while. But first, dry lip break. All right. So, man, what I saw last night gave me the inspiration to do this video. First of all, y'all already know who been listening to me. I just don't believe in giving panhandlers money. Like, I'll give them food. Like, if it's a McDonald's or something right there, be like, what you want? Bam, if I got it. And 99% of the time, I got it. So, but we don't endorse drug habits. We don't endorse alcoholism. You want to drink, you want to do drugs, it's your soul, it's your life. Well, it's not your soul, but it's you control the faith in your soul. F-A-T-E. But I was at the gas station last night, and normally I don't go too often to gas stations in the hood or where hood people go, because they just have poor behavior. I don't have time to be sitting in the hospital with wounds. I don't have time to be sitting in jail trying to explain why I popped somebody, why I defended myself. So I think the best, and y'all hear me saying this as well, I believe the best thing to do is avoid. Know where these type of people be at in your city. You don't owe them nothing. Y'all the same color, so what? You do for who you want to do for. You know, if people don't want to do right by themselves, then that's them. Because think about it. If you give 100 panhandling drug addicts $10, you just gave away $1,000. That's money you could save for your kids. That's money you could have did something else with. So a lot of these dudes are younger than me. That's not a secret. They're just not taking care of themselves. So on and so forth. Now, let's get back to the mentally disabled and physically disabled. Like I said, we need to do a better job of providing for these, for orphans, for people who done lost all their family members, or their family members just don't do right by them. We need to provide assistance to them first and foremost. We need to provide assistance for men who got ate up by divorce. I mean, I got some plans in play, but I can't do it by myself. It's a lot of things that I plan on doing because I'm the real. I'm not no little phony, wipe my face with a towel and then go buy a Mercedes preacher. I'm not saying I would never buy anything. Don't get me wrong on that. But I'm saying that my first priority would be to improve life. And that's why it's dangerous for me. You see these other preachers walking around half doing stuff, well, they ain't no threat. You know? And doing this and this, you know, doing dirt. So for the person that's been discriminated against, applying for jobs that they well qualified to do or that they don't need experience for, and not getting them because these places are hiring everybody else. It happens. You can't tell me it don't, because I live in Wisconsin. And like I told y'all the other day, a lot of black people, we make it here mainly because we be having them. It's a lot of black mailmen. That's a federal job. It's a lot of black police officers, correctional officers, and city workers. So that's how a lot of the ones that's prospering with houses and nice cars and stuff, a large portion of those work under those groups. Now, we do get other jobs here and there, but I'm talking about collectively. There has been many jobs that I was qualified for, interviewed well, and didn't get it. Found out with some of them that they could hire white people, Asians, Latinos. It happens. Like I told y'all, one time they hired somebody that didn't have a green card or anything. And when I found out, because you know I be digging, I filed a complaint. I got down there, she was just as bad as they were. I'm like looking at her like, never mind. So there are people that it's against their poverty, is really against their will. We who make it, and we have who are somewhat made, we need to come together and create programs for these. But people who just want to do, I'm gonna tell you, we got a heroin epidemic in Milwaukee. People still smoking crack in Milwaukee. They doing meth, and they'll stand out there all day to get the money to do it. This Milwaukee we talking about, Milwaukee. And now, last night, okay, I gotta finish telling you the story last night. So I went to the gas station in the suburbs. Deep in the suburb. There was two black guys out there. I'm starting to see more and more of them out there. I believe they be some of them probably be trying to bully old people, different stuff like that. The guy tells me that the bus driver told me I need $2 to get back. I'm thinking in my mind, like, you got here? Like, why would you leave the house if you can't get back to the house? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. So I said, nah, I can't help you there. And kept walking. Here's what happened. I get in the store. Another guy had a bunch of stuff. I don't know if they was together. They might have had a plan. And he was arguing about the cost, talking about he got to put this back, this back, this back. So he arguing with the store guy. While he was arguing with him, the other dude was coming in the side door, putting snacks in his bag. He did it 2 or 3 times. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't say nothing. And I ain't going to say nothing. And it's a couple reasons. Because the guy who owns the store is an arrogant little D-head. That's one reason. Another reason is I don't feel it's my place to say something. What they choose to do with their poverty, as long as it don't affect me, hey, I know it's rough out here. And I don't know their situation. So, I'm looking at them. I'm saying them do it. But I ain't say nothing. That ain't one of them situations where I would say something. But that guy, he looked like I know he's younger than me. I know he is. I just did 30 push-ups in physical. I wasn't even trying. I said, I'm not gonna make myself cramp up or anything. So I ran 300 meters in 2:28 because I ran like 3 laps and I walked like almost a half a lap. These guys are younger than me. They can, if they don't got no criminal record and they stable enough to do schoolwork, they can go right. The state is hiring correctional officers. The counties are hiring correctional officers. They can become a correctional officer and make no less than 25. I don't know about your state, but my state done up the ante because these dudes goons and they need people to deal with them. So the lowest right now in the major correctional facilities is 25. In Milwaukee County is 30. You come in with no experience, making $30 an hour. So this dude in there stealing, got on backpacks. And we know you ain't going to school. What you got a backpack for? You packing heat in there or you stealing? Either one. Them dudes that ain't in school, because if he was in school, he wouldn't be out there begging. He could get a bus pass from his school. He can get meal and board. You ain't in school. So this is the main premise I want to come from. Let's say this first. My fellow blacks, my fellow chocolate caramel mocha skin Americans, we gotta stop taking up for these. We gotta stop. Like Demond Wilson said, some of them too ignorant. He quoted Malcolm X. We just gotta leave some of them behind. And we gotta learn, okay, we gonna stick together. Those of us that's physically able-bodied, those of us that have the mental capacity, those of us that have or are getting the resources, we all need to stick together. Some people, though, we can't help them. We could try to help. The first group, I'm going to tell you, the first groups we need to help is the mentally and the physically disabled. We need to create places where, like shelters where people can come to when all their family done died off or don't deal with them. Instead of walking around begging. We need to take away their ability to beg. We should be able to say, man, you got this place right here. You got this place right here. Go to one of them places. But them peoples try to whack off people to do that kind of stuff. That's why I don't believe in white supremacy. Because I know that every time a strong black leader rise up, they be trying to throw him in jail, frame him, slander him, or kill him. How are they supreme doing that? I'll wait. But don't get me wrong, I'm not the person that hates them. I judge them based on what they say and do. That's why I don't like all of them, but I like some of them. I like a lot of them. But I don't like all of them because they don't say and do right all the time. I don't like President Biden. I just don't. Like, I don't like how he sugarcoats. I don't like how he be lying. I mean, that's just the way it is. People don't like me. I ain't gonna lose no sleep. Not over that. Never. So then the group, like, it's a group of black men. Like, we already be, like I told you, sometimes we don't make as much. I think we need to stop, you guys need to stop making babies with these women that you won't have no true commitment. First of all, if you ain't committing to these, why you ain't got no rubber on? Condom, whatever you want to call it. We call them rubbers. You don't even like her like that. You just want to F, remember? Why you ain't wearing no condom? You creating the children of the corn by being a man that ain't gonna raise his kids. Now, some women, they run off good men. They do. Like, I could tell you pieces of my situation. Like, but we ain't gonna go there. Every time, I will say this, every time Arizona is brought up, I ain't moving to Arizona. Okay, so basically what you're saying is you're going to take the kids and go elsewhere. That's what you're saying. So you ain't no better than anybody else. Because even if you're not with a person, if it's about y'all parenting the kids together, and they say, well, you just come and I'll do the rest. You do your, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to no Arizona. I ain't going. Okay, so that means that if I go to Arizona or this person go to Arizona, that means that now, because of you, the kids are in a different state. That happens all the time. So guys be trying to fulfill their dreams, and then they still got to battle with family court, child support, alimony, all that stuff. We gonna create programs to help them. We are. We gonna create. I ain't gonna put all my plans on here, but there's groups of us that need to be helped. There's groups of us that need to be left behind. If you just trying to be out here thugging instead of trying to get you some help or get you a job, forget you. You're gonna get left behind. What time is it? Yeah, good timing. We got a long way to go with this subject. Y'all make sure y'all watching the whole video. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure if you're not financially supporting, you letting the ads play. And make sure if you're not financially supporting and you see something on the ads that you want to purchase, you can support your fellow content creator, your favorite content creators that way. If it's something you already know you need or you already want on the ad, just go to the bottom and click it, go on it and get it. Simple. Which brings me to my next point. We got to stop being so stingy. We got to help each other. There's too many of us, and I talked about this too, this phony talking a good game, but got the resources and doing the bare minimum with the resource. You just want to look like the biggest. You want to look like the baddest. What you blowing at me for? His car's sticking out. So, there's certain groups that we do need to help. But these voluntary panhandlers, no. If you become homeless because you just don't make enough to pay your bills that you did at one point, but now you don't, those are the ones that need to be helped. That's another group that we need to help. Because like I said, black poverty is matrix, y'all. We live in the same country as them. So I think a couple of the things that's keeping us down is a lot of us don't help each other. Now some of us do. My in-laws, my mother and father-in-law, they help people. So we ain't talking about them. I listen to my father-in-law talk about race issues all day because he not a person that just talks. He actually helps people. But some of these people, and one guy in particular, he'll show you his bank account, how much money he got in there, but he ain't gonna help you. You'll be like, hey man, I need a loan, man. And he won't even respond. And the loan amount be way lower. That's what I'm talking about. When we get up, it's our duty to help somebody else get up. I ain't trying to hear nobody to say you don't do nothing. It's people out there that need a little help, man. Like I said, it's mentally disabled people. It's physically disabled people. It's people that just come up short for one reason or another, but they trying. It's people that ain't got nobody. You know what I mean? Like all them celebrities out there in Los Angeles. How they got all them homeless people, man? That kind of stuff. I know the real reason, but we ain't gonna get into that. That's off subject. But that kind of stuff right there. So, like those two guys that night, don't get them no money, man. Last night, don't give them no money. Don't give that type no money. And all of you women, don't be scared of these dudes. Go get your concealed carry. I hate it for you if you live in one of these cities like New York and California that got them bad gun laws. We got excellent gun laws in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin is fairly democratic. But the Democrats, he tried to pull a move on guns. And I think that move got overturned. They be trying to say these dudes be having 200 round drums on their guns, but then the person that mind their own business, pay taxes, go to work. You want to limit the rounds that he has? That's not fair. Because these dudes can go right now on the black market and get switches on their guns, 200 round drums. But then here comes President Biden and his cronies trying to say how many rounds we should have. Listen, man, you just make sure you ain't putting these people up to this stuff, or this stuff ain't fake. Yeah, I said it. While you want to take people's guns away, you make sure that y'all ain't got nothing going on sinister. I remember in the show Revolution, they had a scene where it was about MK Ultra. Y'all got to go on YouTube, find those episodes. That show showed us a lot. And on one particular episode, they'll hypnotize them. And they'll have a number in their eyelid. And all they got to do is read that number forward and they become killing machines. Then they read the number backwards and they could take the spell away. So what they was doing is they was trying to find out who was the killing machines. And they was trying to open their eyelid and read it backwards before they get somebody and self-destruct. Then they get they self. Let's get back on subject. So, you got homeless people over here, and you want to bring migrants in. I got to hear what Ply said. I saw people doing videos on it. And so I'm going to do a video after I hear his comments, or I might even play his comments and then do a reaction. Said black people are lazy. When you say that, you have to pinpoint it. You see how I pinpoint it? Because it's not all of us. But when you say black people are lazy, you're talking about all of us. When you say this such and such is lazy. Now we say, okay, you might be right. The guys that won't apply for jobs, they didn't want to stand around smoking Black and Milds and looking for scams and stealing. But it ain't all of us, man. We got people in all occupations. That's like saying my sister is lazy. My sister running the whole thing at her job. That's like saying I'm lazy. All the stuff I'm doing. Come on, man. You can't make those broad, open-ended statements like that without being a liar. Because if you say everybody is lazy in a particular race, you're a liar, because a lot of us are not lazy. Man, I watched my father for 30 some odd years go to that steel factory, throwing that steel around, stacking that steel up and stuff, welding it. And then come home and still cut his grass, still do this, still do that. Come on, man. You can't make open-ended statements like that. The ones who, because they be saying stuff like, I ain't never gonna change all this. Okay, leave them behind. We ain't talking about them. And we gonna mob up to the point where we gotta start taking back our neighborhood. I'm gonna be honest with you. We gotta start setting up shop on the corner, getting seller's permits and stuff, and selling that same stuff that the people excuse me, who don't care about us be selling in our neighborhoods, getting rich for their country. Y'all can't be sympathetic and sentimental towards them. Now, we ain't gonna hate them. In fact, I respect them for getting that money like that. Them dudes is money getters. But at the same time, we gotta get that money back amongst ourselves. Simple as that. You know, because the more they buy, the less jobs is gonna be. Listen, man. Let me tell you like this. Some of us are starting to see the light. But I think a lot of y'all be supporting the wrong people, though. Y'all giving a lot of money to people who don't even care about other black people. They don't even care. It's all about them. And I ain't gonna lie, I got myself in front of practically everybody, but at the same time, I'm willing to work together, and I'm willing to work to make things better for somebody besides myself. That's just me. Black poverty is the matrix, man. So these people who, especially these 19, 25, 35, you ain't got no physical defects, you ain't got no mental defects, but yet you ain't giving your all out here. You ain't giving a strong effort to do good for you, but you always got your stick out trying to stick it in somebody, and you ain't gonna pull out. You like, it's like a farmer that is sowing his seed for the wrong reasons. These dudes are sexual farmers, but they ain't cultivating their crops. Number one, we said this before. The first thing you got to do as a black man, especially you in the Midwest, you in these cities with hoods and stuff like that, the first thing you have to do is renounce that hood, ghetto lifestyle and mentality. What do I mean by this? That's stealing, scamming, robbing. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta let that go. So what if you did it before? Oh, well, you did it before. So? I ain't gonna keep doing it. That's how people want to say, man, you from the hood yourself, man. You used to do this. What difference do it make? Shouldn't I be getting smarter? Shouldn't I learn how to play the game? I'm not finna be, listen, man. I'm not finna be in these people's chains. They're gonna have to invent some stuff to get me. They're gonna have to lie about some stuff. I ain't finna do nothing to be in these people's chains. Don't y'all know going to prison is modern day slavery? And it's like us correctional officers, we overseers. They pay us well. But that don't take away the fact that it's modern day slavery. But it's not against your will thing. Cause see, if you stay low, hang by yourself or with people who don't do the stuff that's gonna get you in trouble or dead, you can stay out of jail. But see, the problem is y'all buying in to that hood lifestyle, that hood mentality. Selling drugs, man, selling drugs. Come on, man. And let me say this to you drug dealers. Some of y'all sitting on enough money to do something else. You can't tell me, because I grew up with, trust me, I ain't gonna say too much about, I know some drug dealers. You sitting on 400 G's, 500 G. Why would you continue to risk it? Get you some skills and go put some of your money into that. Drug dealers that know how to cook, man, you could buy you a food truck and just start cooking on it. You know how to cook. Them things you cook the best, man, put it on your food truck. Why would you keep being out here? You asking to go to prison. I knew one drug dealer had $1 million. I wasn't friends with him, but he dealt with some of my people I knew, we're just gonna say. So I knew him. It was like a what's up, man, you know, type of thing. Stop on the block sometime, that kind of thing. This dude had $1 million, man. Now, the thing with him is he was talking too much, because he did have businesses, but his businesses were not producing enough cash to justify the lavish lifestyle. Man, this dude had bikes. They be watching you. He had Benzes. He had all kind of stuff. Oh, dude, come on, man. I'm almost. But, so they started watching him. Like I used to tell dudes, it's this particular shoe store that he possibly working with the feds. And I used to tell people because everybody that was going to that shoe store was getting indicted. Like them dudes would go in there and they'd come out with like 10 pairs of shoes. I'm telling you, people be doing it in Milwaukee, man. Man, I can't get through here. I just gotta wait for him. People be doing it in Milwaukee. But they finally gather enough evidence against him because they knew it was gonna be hard for them to get him, so they had to keep close tabs. Man, go. They had to keep close tabs. Oh, y'all gotta excuse me. I had to catch my phone. They kept close tabs on him, and they finally got him. And he gone, y'all. He gone. So people that just want to keep doing that, we'll have to run them out. You know, but a lot of them don't have to do that. They just choose to do it. They choose to do it because they like that life. They want to be like Tony Montana, Al Capone, all of them. That's who they trying to be like. You can't tell me. I have my ways of knowing. You can't tell me. That's who they trying to be like, them gangster dudes. And it's just sad, it's pathetic. We have videos telling you what to do. If you just coming up short, but you ain't bothering nobody, you ain't causing no trouble, just keep trying. Like I told you, find a job. When you apply for those good paying jobs, apply for them jobs that might not be as good. You got to get your feet in the door. You get some money coming in, you can take a little risk and you could possibly turn that into a lot or more. When you getting a paycheck, you can go get you a Powerball. You can play pick 3, pick 4. I wouldn't go crazy with that because, you know, they probably got that rigged too. But it's things you could do if you got something to work with. You can go and start selling stuff. You can flip cars. That's another thing. We talked about tax return stuff you could do. You can go start flipping you some cars. Hold the money, wait till tax time is over with. Wait till like May. Go start buying you some cars and flipping them. What time is it? I got plenty of time. So, but we got to get out of this poverty, man. Everybody within the sound of my voice, if you have a job and you broke, get a second. Calculate how long it take you to get home from your job. Take a little break and figure out based on your shift. If you second shift, figure out what you can do during the day. Look at jobs that ain't gonna make you late. Look at stuff that you could do like the gig economy. And work from there. Look at paper routes, pizza delivery. If you first shift, you definitely can work somewhere else. You could work at night and then just work during the day and go home and go to sleep. You have options. To me, the first shifter really can get it done out here. You can go get a cleaning job from 5 to 9. You go to bed at 11:30 anyway. You can get you a cleaning job from 5 to 9 and just save all of the money because you ain't got that money now. So why would you get a second job and spend the money? Don't y'all know that that's part of getting out of the matrix, is getting some money in your pocket? The way you think, the way you act, the way you react, that's all has to improve for you to escape the matrix. And if you broke, you can't go nowhere, you can't do nothing fun, and you only got one job, first shift, man, go to Domino's. Deliver some pizzas. Stack that money. Stack them tips. But anyway, I got to get up in here. Let me know if you want me to do a part 2. I have no problem with doing it. I might do it anyway because we got to keep talking about this, y'all. Stay tuned.